Okay. Hello, everybody. It's nice to see everybody again. This is May 16th, and we are going to have our Council on Aging meeting. So if we want to stand up and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, then we'll go take attendance. Let me open this up here. I usually have that open by now. Okay, Janice Brady's here. Kathy Cormier.
Present.
Carmela. Cheryl is not here.
Cheryl's at the hospital. She was taken to the emergency room.
Oh, Cheryl?
With her ankle.
Oh.
So she's probably not going to be here. So
Okay.
She won't be here.
She's absent. Charlie? Anita is on her way, and Evelyn.
Here.
Thank you. And does anybody have changes to make in the minutes from March? Okay. You weren't here. Evelyn, I know you had something.
Yeah, the spelling of my name all the way through. And on the second page, the second notice up, I am not requesting any money for, to help with trip costs. In fact, it could work the other way. I make the trips non-profit. And if there's any money left over, I get it back to the people somehow. One time I gave them each a $5 bill, or I have extra prizes for the games. So, yeah, definitely not asking for any money for that.
Okay, that's good. Well, we can change that in.
And could you spell your correct name for me, please?
GRO.
Here's the last name. Okay.
V as in Victor.
Uh-huh.
ESTEEN.
Perfect. Thank you.
You need Evelyn? EVELYN.
Yeah, I got that one right.
Okay. Any other changes? Or does anybody, we'll make that change, and then does anybody else, will the everything else do we accept as dictated?
Aye.
Motion to approve?
Yes.
And who wants to second it?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. I'm at a meeting, I can't talk. Sorry. Okay, old business is only something, because we didn't have the meeting last week, last month, I'm putting the two together, rather than making, it'll extend it too much. So I'm just gonna cover everything we would've covered last month and this month, which isn't too much different. Okay, so the old business was the Memory Cafe on April 20th. We had Tim Van Edmond, and he's at the Memory Cafe, and he's a storyteller and folk singer. And anybody who was there really enjoyed themselves. He really got everybody involved, singing, and everybody participated. We had 50 people last
Yeah,
time.
we had at least over 50.
Yeah. So, and we're having our next one is this Thursday for Mother's Day, and we expect probably that much this time too. So May 18th, we have Davis Bates will be the entertainer. And we keep putting down it's 2 to 4 that that happens. So that, because we changed it from 3 to 5 and because it was too late in winter and people don't go out in the dark driving. So we changed it to 2 to 4. And I don't know if anybody wants to think about, do we want to keep it 2 to 4 forever? Or if we want to go back to 3 to 5 in the summer and 2 to 4 in the winter. I don't know.
I say keep it 2 to 4.
Yeah,
No
I
one
agree.
has to think about it.
I agree.
Yep. Okay, that's good, because I agree with everybody, yeah, And so anyways, the 18th, this Thursday, we have the Mother's Day brunch. We're having a combined, we're making everything. We're having like French toast casserole, all kinds of sausages, foods from home. I don't have the whole list on me. And if anybody, like we were saying, if anybody is cooking hot stuff, if they could cook it at home, because the stove isn't that big as far as trying to cook everything at one time. And our next memory cafe after this is June 5th, and that's June 5th?
No.
No, I'm saying, where did I get June 5th?
It would be June 15th.
15th, that's right, I forgot the one. You know, big difference. Okay, that's the 15th, and Sandy Allen will be the entertainer at that time. And she was here once before and everybody liked her. She was new, she's only been here twice. And she brings, everybody gets involved. And this is like Davis Bates that's coming this week. He also likes to get people involved in doing things rather than just sitting. So what we try to do is have people eat, be served and eat, so that if they can play and entertain after you've eaten, or almost done with it, so then there's not so much talking and so much noise, and we don't get to appreciate and enjoy their entertainment.
I'm sure the artists appreciate that too, that people are paying attention to them.
Right.
You know.
And well, Sandy Allen, she's the one that uses the woodwind instruments and with background music. She is very good. And Senior Center is closed on Friday, June 9th, and Monday, June 12th, for voting. Of course, the weekends are closed also.
It
And
starts from Thursday.
Are you sure it's the 12th? Is it the 12th?
that's, yeah, the Friday they have to set up,
Yeah.
and Monday is the voting, yeah. 'Cause I'm
And that's the
working-
12th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, why did I think the 19th?
Yeah, but the 12th is at Monday.
Yeah. So, now there's also, we're having a Memory Day celebration, on May 24th at noontime here at the Senior Center. We'll be serving hot dogs, hamburgers, salads, root beer floats. And, it's $3 per person, and you must, RSVP in advance, so that we make sure we have enough food. Plus, when you do call and register, you tell us what you want, hot dog, hamburger, both, or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, and the number is 508-949-8015. And just leave a message, and that'll go to the office, and we'll put you on the schedule. Let's see, now, Debbie, I don't see, no, Anita's not here, so, Debbie, maybe you could start. If you could talk about the Bemis, nursery workshop.
So, I called Venus, they have not called me back, but I did talk to Jean from the Webster Senior Center, and they've gone up on their prices quite a bit,
Yep.
and they want more participants. So right now, it's on hold for us. We thought maybe we look at it in September, but Webster's not having them right now because of the increase in cost as well as those that they need to sign up for it. So right now, we're on hold for that.
And then about the fire department, and then the patio.
So the fire department, the chief talked to me that he wants to come and talk to seniors, and I'm gonna talk to him and see if he could maybe do the July or August memory cafe. He wants to talk about safety for seniors as well as things that they can do. He did mention that if you have a fire detector in your home that's battery, if you're over a certain age, they can go in and change it to electric at no cost to the senior. So he has some
That's good.
programs that he'd like to bring forward, and there's more people at our memory cafe where he could bring this all about than there is at our lunches. So we were thinking about doing that, at one
I
of
think
our
that's a good
memory
idea.
cafes.
Yeah,
So
it
I was
is.
going to ask him whether he could do July or August.
Now are the calendar guys coming?
Oh.
You don't.
No, they're not,
It
but
took
too
a-
bad. And then, the flowers in the boxes. I talked to Jeff. And Jeff said that in the fall, when they went to take those boxes down, those boxes were not set up correctly. He said they should have had pots in them and not soil. So when they went to move these, they completely fell apart. So he said he would do something and help us out this year, but Jan and Anita and Kathy, we talked about it. We're not going to do flowers this year. First of all, we're the ones that have to water. And then they didn't use it with the heat last year. Most of them didn't go up there, and, you know, for all that work, and they only used it a few times. So we're still gonna put the picnic tables up. Let's see what happens this year, if we get more use out of it. And then we'll decide what to do next year.
How many tables do we have?
I think 9 or 10,
Okay.
with the umbrellas and everything.
Okay.
Yes.
Maybe what we can do is get some type of pot, just 10 pots that fit on the table or can be hung, and you can pre-plant them, like plant them now with, oh dear Lord in heaven. Oh, Carmela, I did it in my garden last year, loads of it. Coleus.
Coleus.
All different coleus.
yeah.
You can buy 4 and 6 packs for like maybe $4 a piece, and it'll cost us 10 or 15 bucks. They won't look real pretty in the beginning, but they'll
Oh,
fill
they'll go
out
right
and
in.
they'll get this tall and that
Right.
wide. That means maybe something within our budget that we could do and still have some color.
Right.
Just a thought.
No, it is something to look at. We
Okay.
can price it out. I have not seen up there, so I can't visualize it yet, what they do.
There's nothing up there.
No, because they haven't moved everything
Yeah,
in yet.
that's what I was gonna.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but once they
Nice
do,
stuff,
then
yeah.
we can, get together and, maybe just come up with something.
Well, maybe everybody, people like last year, everybody took a turn at getting a bin. And when we picked that bin, you filled it up with all the flowers. If everybody just bought a pot, you know, and then put
That
it
would
in there,
work.
yeah.
Size pot.
No, I don't know, we don't know yet, I don't know.
Well, it'd be kinda nice to put it on the table, so,
The thing is, you can't put it in the middle because you get the umbrella. Each table has an umbrella.
well, let's look at it when it's set up, and we'll come up with something. We
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
do. So we'll do that, if that's okay with everyone. And we'll come up with something to bring some flowers up there for that.
Even if it's separate from the tables, if it wouldn't work with the umbrellas, maybe we could find a way to put a shelf or something pretty.
Well, yeah, well, this is it, once you get the tables up, then you can get an idea when it's, you know, you get the buzzer will go off and say, yeah, that's what we're gonna do, you know.
How are they going to protect the picnic table area? Because part of the function of those planters
I know, I
is
don't know.
protect it
yeah.
from the parking lot.
I don't know, unless they have the orange, things that you can do, because we had the bins were so big that they went around so nobody would drive into them. But, that was the second purpose, was up there, flower bins. But, I think once we set up, and then maybe at that point, maybe the, somebody, they have some type of, they could put in it so that it's orange or red, yellow, something bright so they
Kind of a
can't see.
barrier, you know, like even a road barrier to protect it.
I don't know whether they'll do that.
We can
Yeah.
find out. Jeff said he'd work with us, so.
Yeah.
And that's,
Road, something colored road.
So, okay, Anita.
Yes.
Okay, never mind, it's not you, no, because Debbie already talked to the, Prestige,
Oh,
Prestige
oh,
today.
you talked to
They
Prestige.
haven't even gotten
They
back.
haven't, no, she's been really busy. When I called, she wasn't in. So, it is something we have to set up, so.
Okay.
Thought maybe for the fall.
And then Charlie, I know you've been ill with your life, but have you found out any more information about the Veterans Museum trip?
Well, I have the information, but we were gonna talk and see if we put something out at our senior place and at the veterans, if there was any information of interest. And did you get any idea from your guys if they'd be interested in doing that type of day trip to the museum?
There is an interest.
Okay,
I've spoken
definitely.
and I've been there before, because I was there with,
Yeah.
we were a veterans organization for the county,
Yeah.
Worcester County, and we had gone a few years ago. And we had a lunch there and everything.
All right. Did we ever put up, maybe we can just put up something at the senior center saying, we're thinking of a trip.
Yeah.
You know, who'd like to go and participate in this? And then if we get enough people that say, once we get an idea of how many people are gonna be interested, then we can start working on transportation.
Yeah.
You know, are we going to do a car convoy? It's senior citizens. I don't think a school bus would be good.
No.
Because it's not gonna be comfortable
most
and,
people will not sign
you
up
know,
for a
but
school
maybe we can do something with the WRT bus or,
But we would have to try to figure out which is the best plan, because people won't sign up until they know what type of transportation, because they have
Yeah,
back problems
yeah.
and everything.
And the cost.
yeah.
Yeah.
And, why don't we put something up though, and just get
If there's an
a
interest in
feeler out
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
And, hang on, but, let me find it in here. Okay, the Veterans American Heritage Museum is in Sutton. It's open 10 to 5 on Tuesdays through Sunday. It's a 50-minute drive to get there. It's $18 for seniors. It's at least a 2-hour visit. And then we had also talked about maybe stopping someplace for lunch.
Yeah.
And
It's right in Sutton?
I thought it was.
in Hudson.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Hudson, it's in Hudson.
Say Hudson.
Yeah.
I might
I
have
was
said
thinking,
Sutton.
I was thinking it was another one,
Oh,
but.
that's right down the street.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's in Hudson,
So,
so it's a ride.
I think before we really get into it seriously, we've gotta know that we're gonna have people who are definitely gonna wanna go. And then I can start figuring out what we can get to transport people there. If we can get it for free, if we can, you know, how much would they cost? And, you know, we may have to forego going out for lunch, but still it's a nice day trip.
Well, usually, whenever we've gone out to lunch before, everybody buys their own lunch.
Yep.
You know,
Yes.
so.
But I would suggest not doing it till it cools off, not in midsummer. You know, a lot of people can't take the heat. But I think it would be fun.
It would be a
And
nice fall, wouldn't it? Oh, they open year round?
Yeah,
as far as I know, yeah.
yeah.
And maybe we'll be lucky and they'll have that plane, the airplane hangar open and you can
Oh, then, yeah,
see
we
that
could.
stuff.
This old car.
In a tank. Of course, I couldn't get myself in and out of a tank. I love tanks. What can I say?
Yeah, when I can get out, get in.
That'd be where I'm sorry, I can't get out. But,
It'd be very hot in the tank.
yes, extremely,
Pretty bouncy too.
so, yeah.
It's pretty
Does
bouncy.
anybody have anything else they'd like to bring up and talk about?
I did have one suggestion. It may sound strange, but with people being in pain, sometimes you can't I can't take regular painkillers. And when I was in pain with this, one of the other things I tried, I went to, Greatest Hits. And I said, I don't want to get stoned, I don't want to get high, but I've been reading
Yep.
CBDs help with pain.
Yeah.
And I got an ointment and they gave me a tincture. And people with chronic pain use it. maybe that's something where we could see if they'd come and give a talk, not a sales pitch, but give a talk to seniors that there's other, alternate things that you might try. It was funny, when I was in there, there were a number of older people of my generation in there. I don't know what they were getting, but, but it's very nice. They have a lot of very pleasant, college-educated young men and women, and who'd be willing to come down and have a talk with the seniors. This is, something we offer. They can't go into a lot of detail because it's illegal for them over the phone or this and that, but I'm sure they could put together a presentation, that would be something. And,
Yeah, you would have to know who you're dealing with. I mean, some places are a little better and more
Yeah,
educated and better.
this is a really nice operation.
Where is this one?
It's on Chase Ave in the old Ethan Allen Mill.
Yep.
And they donated $10,000 towards our playground.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place. The security is, you've got to sign in,
Yep.
you show them your
Pretty strict.
license, they have a huge guy who's got to be 7 feet tall as one of the bodyguards in there. And, but it was very pleasant. It's not scary, it's not creepy, I went by myself and I didn't feel intimidated at all. And because I couldn't stand good, they got me chairs and, so they were very, very nice and accommodating. So just a thought, and it won't cost anything. I keep trying to think of stuff that might be educational and useful, but there's that. And I'd be willing, if we decide we want to do something like that, to go in and talk to them and see,
That'd be great, Charlie.
Yeah.
Talk to them,
Right.
and then, maybe if they could come on a Friday during lunches.
yeah.
We have, more people on a Friday.
So they're very close to the veteran community. I've been through many of these presentations that they've made, not just that organization. I went to Polar Park last summer, actually at the beginning of the summer, and they made a big presentation. All the different organizations was there. And there's one that's in Webster, because they're all independent.
I
but
think the
there's-
Vault is the name of that one. I don't know.
Well, there's one located in Webster, there's one in Dudley, one in Southbridge, and since they come in the community, have given a lot of support, a lot of financial support to veterans. And during COVID, when a lot of organizations who were helping us walked away from it, they didn't. They didn't walk away from us at all. They actually gave more support.
Yeah.
But speaking of,
PTSD and,
yeah, so there's a way.
anxiety.
They have, where they remove the elements where a person would get high. It's a concern of the veteran community with addictions. So they remove, so they can, this veteran could use it without really being affected, but it would take the pain away.
Yeah.
And they do have some semi-solutions for PTSD and some other ailments that veterans deal with. But I went through in Southbridge, I went through their manufacturing facility, and the security is very high.
Mm-hmm.
They expected me, and even that, they were asking
Yeah.
for ID, and even though the CEO of the company was expecting me, and I still had to go back to my Jeep to get an ID and show it to them and sign it and everything. So it is something that could be done.
Yeah.
Of course, they cater it to the person. It's not like Sun General, this is what we do. It's catered to individuals depending on their situation. Of course, Massachusetts, it's legal. Of course, the federal government, it's still illegal. It still is illegal. So whenever you're ready, I can do something
I
on.
was gonna say, why don't you think about what you gave me? about
Sure.
why.
So I have a document here that I have put together, and I sent out to all the veterans. I sent a copy to Deb Johnson, the COA, on the schedule. So 2 documents. It's gonna be going in the paper. I'm not sure if it'll be in this week or next week. But we're starting, we started doing some of it now, but we're doing flag placing. Friday, I'm doing Dudley. And I have the same marijuana company you were speaking about. They're gonna send between 5 to 7 volunteers,
Yeah. Oh,
like we
good,
did last
good.
year, to help.
They're good for the community.
Yeah,
I
so-
know a lot of people fight them, but.
Okay, so Friday, we're doing Dudley, which is Corbin Cemetery, we're meeting there at 0900, okay? And there's some other small cemeteries such as the Village, Waldron, and there's some other real small ones, some of them are private property, which been that family for years, the cemetery, back when cemeteries just would be placed almost anywhere. So I have a whole list here on the first page, so it's called Flag Placing at Cemeteries. We do Webster and Dudley because we work as a community together. We've always done that. We don't really independent say this is just Dudley only and this is Webster. We kind of work together. So all the veterans groups, work together. But we have a lot of families with children who come for good civic training. We also have the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts help us. The Dudley Women's Club has always been supportive of what we're doing. So everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome to get involved. Generally, I'm available to give a class on how we do it, and because there is a certain way we want to make sure the flag is closer to the stone if possible. If it's just a marker for a veteran and there's no stone, then of course you got to put a flag right there.
Yeah.
But if there is a stone available for the family and there's a marker, we try to put the flag right at the stone, so it makes it easy with the maintenance and the upkeep of that particular cemetery. So we do a bunch of them. So Friday we're doing that, and then Saturday morning we'll be at the PAV. The PAV will be at the Polish American Veterans Club. It's their responsibility, St. Joseph Cemetery, but we still have a lot of support there. And Mount Zion Cemetery in Webster, we all get together to take care of that. And the VFW, we've already started. We took care of St. Anthony's today, and Sacred Heart Cemetery, which is also responsibility for the Veterans of Foreign Wars, which is my post, and the American Legion. So each day we're doing something, is trying to take care of all the cemeteries in the community in both towns. It's actually a pleasant event. I never really. It becomes not so pleasant when there's 2 or 3 people there and you have a big cemetery like St. Joseph's. But for the last couple of years, it's been pretty well. And I know Charlie had helped me before with decoration of some of the hero squares in Webster, which is very. And Carmella had helped, and I know we had some other support there, and that's been a concern too. But right now, we're just talking about the placing of flags. So according to state law or federal law, each veteran who passes gets an American flag every year before Memorial Day. And then usually right around Veterans Day, usually right after, we collect all the flags, because we don't want to leave them there over the winter and they get blown around. And so on the second page, we have our memorial church service. So this year, we usually go to a Roman Catholic church or a Catholic church Sunday before Memorial Day. And then for Protestants and Orthodox, we go visit them before Veterans Day. So we kind of rotate. This year, we're going to be going to Holy Trinity. This is the Polish National Catholic Church. They're not Roman Catholic, they're regular Catholic. But we're going to be there at 12 noon on the Sunday, which will be the 28th. The 27th, we were planning to do a poppy drive, but National VFW is having issues getting poppies out. And we ordered them on the 15th of February and still haven't received them. So there's some sort of conflict because of material costs. And because we have to make sure that the cost is low enough that we can make some sort of money. That's how my post survives, only we don't have a bar. We don't have any other business. So this is how we make our money. And right now we're having trouble just getting poppies. And I guess the costs have gone so high that they're trying to find out a different way to manufacture poppies without going through what it's been traditionally over the last couple of years. So right now, we don't know if we're going to have a poppy drive at this time. We may have it after Memorial Day this year, unfortunately. But that's something that just came up in the last week and a half. So on the document that I had provided, which Deb has, the Council of Aging, I have the whole schedule here of what we do for Memorial Day, where we're starting, where we're going forward, where it's ending, how we visit all the cemeteries. We give military honors to every single cemetery with its veterans, both in Webster and Dudley. And it's pretty active. It's a very long day for us. And we march through it. And some of the area we take the bus, and then we stop towards the end, like at St. Anthony's. And then when we go on Main Street, we then march there to Webster. Okay, and we have some events in Dudley at Town Hall, and then we have a similar one in Webster, but much more advanced. So I'm the speaker this year for the Memorial Day Parade in Webster. So I'm the keynote speaker. They had selected me to do that. And I'll be doing the same kind of speech at the church. The chaplain, we call him a chaplain, the priest there had asked me if I would speak there and do the same thing at his church. So I'll be doing that as well. But you're all welcome to come. If you want to come to church with us that day, we'd love to see you there. It's not just for veterans, it's just like regular service.
The cemeteries, I have a hard time keeping my balance on a flat surface. A cemetery with grass, you'd be picking me up.
Yeah, but if you can make it, you
Yeah.
can. You're welcome. What I'm saying is you're welcome. If
Yeah.
you can't make, we have veterans who can't make it, that they can't do it,
Yeah.
especially the cavalry.
Yeah.
With the, the hills and everything, they have a tough time. But, and of course, the colonel next to me, she'll be attending. She always attends. She always helps with presentation at the Women's Monument and other things, right?
St. Anthony's Cemetery
And
this
St.
year.
Yeah, and at the St. Anthony Cemetery as well. It's okay, I'll be presenting as well. Again, the Purple Heart Monument, I'll be presenting, and wherever Jim Brinker has me set up, that's where I'll be going. So everything, so I have two documents. One is the one I just went over, and there's a second document there kind of going over the program of the engagement we do at Webster Town Hall, at the very end. Kind of when that ends, it ends, and then we just go to PAV, and there's some memorials over there near the PAV, which we kind of end. And then we go to PAV and we have a lunch. We have a lunch together. And by that time, we're all pretty much exhausted.
I would think so.
Yeah, in May, every day, I basically work every single day in May, even the weekends, trying to put different, we have schools, like I met with the school yesterday in Dudley, they want us to come, and we have churches that want us to come and want us to speak, so we're pretty active, okay? So does anybody have any questions about Memorial Day?
Steve, I'm just curious, when you go to the cemeteries and people volunteering, do you give them a list of who are the veterans so they know where to put the flags?
There isn't like such a schedule. What we have is you walk around, and any veteran who was a veteran, who served, the Veterans Administration provides basically a plaque in the ground, a marker, we call it, a grave marker. And there are different markers that I provide in my office for a donation, and it's on a stake, and there's a medallion,
Oh, yes.
it's like Vietnam.
Yep, my father has one, I know
Yep.
just what you mean, yeah.
Okay. So, and we will put a flag on top of that identifies there is a veteran there, because some of the markers get overgrown. Some of the families maybe not around to take care of cleaning it up anymore, and it's overgrown, or sometimes there's not a marker. But if they do have this marker, they can get it from my office, then they'll see it, the veteran will see it, who's doing the flag placing. So that's how we tell,
Okay,
because it goes all the way back
Yeah.
to the Revolutionary War. I go to Corbin Cemetery, the first burial was Lieutenant Corbin from the Civil War who was killed. That's what started, and I built a veteran section there when I first took over, and we're actually beautifying it this year. We just got a grant to put in a special plaque at Corbin this is gonna be an area where we've been basically placing deceased veterans. It's cremation only because there's a sledge there that we can't really put full burial. But people who are being cremated and are a veteran, they can be buried there with their spouse too. The spouse can
Yep.
be buried with them.
very nice.
But if anybody has questions, if they need a document, provide an email, and I'll email them all the information we have that I've provided for the veterans. Okay, including you, So,
I was gonna ask you the time I'm supposed to show up, that would, again.
it's in the document.
I know,
Have
but
you
did
received it?
No, when you sent it to my email?
I'm not sure, but if I didn't get it, you can send me an email. I will make sure forthwith, I will send you the
'Cause I
email.
didn't see it. I didn't-
Send me email now if you want, and I'll forward it to you. I have a whole list, and we send it out, but of course, there are people get missed, But you can always contact my office. I'll get you information. I'll give you a hard copy if you want. Just come see me.
Thank you, Steve.
Okay.
Does
Okay.
anybody else have anything else to add to the meeting? Bring up? Okay, the next Council on Aging meeting will be June 20th. And this will be the last one until
Okay.
September. We don't meet in July and
Yep.
August.
Yep.
Okay, and then, next Memory Cafe is also on June 15th.
Can you say it again, Jan? What's going on the 15th?
Memory Cafe.
Oh, okay.
Memory
Right,
Cafe in
okay,
June.
okay.
Okay, everybody's all set, everybody wants to make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the
Okay.
meeting.
And anybody want to second it?
I'll second.
Yes, yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, it's been accepted.